Aki regains consciousness in a hospital bed and finds Denji and Power by his side, engrossed in reading manga. Spotting Denji munching on an apple, Power demands he hand it over. Denji, however, refuses, citing Power's abandonment and lack of worthiness to enjoy the fruit. Power counters with a fib that she left due to hunger, but Denji remains unconvinced, leading to a heated exchange. Curious about the fate of others in Division 4, Aki queries the duo. Denji informs him that Kobani survived, along with the bespectacled guy who quit soon after. Makima summoned Denji and Power, and they will soon be separating from Aki. Denji grabbed the basket of apples before leaving, but left one for Aki as a small gesture of goodwill. Aki then reached for his sword and the cursed devil appears. He then inquires about the remaining time he had left, and cursed devil replied, stating that Aki only had 2 years left. In an attempt to calm himself, Aki took a cigarette out and lit it up. However, the memory of Himeno came flooding back, and he couldn't help but burst into tears. Denji returned to the room to retrieve his manga and stumbled upon Aki, who was crying. He sympathized with Aki, knowing that he had lost many friends in the past, including Himeno. Denji couldn't help but wonder why he didn't feel the same way. He had been saddened by Pochita's death, but why didn't he feel the same for Himeno? After all, she had been the first person to befriend him. Denji speculated that he wouldn't cry even if Power or Aki were to die. As he thought about Makima, he realized that if she were to pass away, he would feel a sense of grief for a few days, but then he would continue to live his life happily. As Denji pondered the possibility of having lost his human heart, he quickly pushed the thought aside and decided not to dwell on serious matters. As he and Power departed, Michiko and Yutaro arrived to meet with Aki, introducing themselves as advisors sent at Makima's request. As Denji and Power met with Makima at the cemetery, she wasted no time in briefing them about the recent incidents, stating that it was clear they were being targeted. Denji wondered if Makima would be the one to train them, but she explained that she was too busy for that and would instead introduce them to someone who was perfect for the job. Makima led them to Kishibe, Himeno's master, but before revealing his name, he had a few questions for them. Kishibe asked Denji and Power about their feelings when their teammates died and if they were seeking revenge. Denji and Power both responded that they didn't think much of it and had no interest in seeking revenge. When Kishibe inquires about their allegiance, Denji answers that he supports the side that takes care of him, and Power admits to being on the side of whoever is winning. Kishibe reveals that they both have scored impeccably, and there are very few individuals of their caliber. He tells Makima to leave as their training is starting. Kishibe introduces himself as a devil hunter from Division 1 and instructs them to address him as their master. He has a fondness for alcohol, women, and eradicating devils. After embracing them, he snaps their necks, rendering them incapacitated. Kishibe explains that the devils have bodies like humans but they can recover by drinking blood. Denji wonders why Kishibe gave them blood, and Kishibe reveals that Makima asked him to train them. The gun devil is after Denji's heart, and Makima was worried that he was too weak to defend himself. Kishibe used to train humans, but Makima forced him to train devils. While drunk, Kishibe came up with an idea: since he's the strongest devil hunter, the devil that defeats him must be the strongest devil of all. He decides to keep hunting Denji and Power until they defeat him. Denji and Power think Kishibe is crazy, but when he charges at them, Power quickly creates a blood hammer and gives it to Denji. However, in a sudden turn of events, Kishibe stabs Denji several times and slices Power's throat. He explains that Denji is immortal, and Power is semi-immortal, but all they ever think about is bashing someone's head. Kishibe admits he always wanted a toy he couldn't break, and he intends to turn them into the best devil hunters. At the hospital, Aki attempts to summon the fox devil, but it doesn't appear. Michiko and Yutaro explain that he has abused the devil's power and angered it. Yutaro also confesses that he can only summon the cursed devil a few more times. Aki then realizes why they're there. They're career coaches who help devil hunters find their place in the profession. They ask if Aki is considering quitting after his recent incident. Aki is resolute in his determination to avenge his fallen loved ones, stating that he cannot quit until he takes down the devil who killed him. The coaches acknowledge his passion but suggest that he should be more prepared and make a contract with a stronger devil. They leave, promising to return the next day with some paperwork. Aki is taken aback when a woman suddenly enters the room. As night falls, Kishibe announces his departure and promises to meet Denji and Power at their place the next day. Denji crumples to the ground and begins convulsing, while drool escapes from his mouth. Power recognizes that his brain has malfunctioned again and starts hitting him repeatedly in the head, pleading with him to return to his senses. When Denji regains his composure, He queries Power about how many times he has died today. Power estimates at least 20 times, but she is unsure since she died after him. As they make their way home, Denji confesses to Power that he'll be unhappy if this is how he's going to be living. Power suggests that they flee, but Denji is aware that public safety will pursue them relentlessly. Denji is irritated by Kishibe's formidable strength, which poses a significant challenge. However, Power presents a unique idea that could give them an edge. She suggests that they take advantage of Kishibe's dependence on alcohol and use their intelligence to outsmart him. Denji finds the idea appealing, envisioning himself as the clever protagonist in a manga. With renewed confidence, the two decide to defeat Kishibe using their intellect, already feeling more intelligent than before. The following day, Power and Denji don glasses to appear more intellectual and eagerly awaited Kishibe's arrival. Just as Kishibe approached the entrance, Power and Denji initiated their sophisticated plan. Power hurled a blood spear towards the door, but Kishibe managed to dodge it. In anticipation of Kishibe's arrival, Power had prepared bottles of blood above him, which he promptly converted into spears aimed towards Kishibe from above. However, Kishibe's quick reflexes enabled him to evade the attack once again. Despite Kishibe breaking all the spears, Denji descended from the upper floor with an axe to strike him. In a split second, Kishibe turned and delivered a swift kick to Denji, causing his glasses and Denji himself to tumble. Kishibe acknowledged that their effort was commendable but suggested that they utilize their intellect more effectively in the future. There were two reasons for their failure. Firstly, Power had used too much of her blood, which resulted in her becoming anemic. And secondly, Denji had failed to anticipate Kishibe's attack. Upon their defeat, Kishibe congratulated them for their effort and made it clear that their training session was over for the day. Denji informed Power of this, and she felt relieved. However, as Denji tried to stand up, Kishibe suddenly threw a knife at his head, emphasizing the importance of not trusting the hunter when one is the prey. Michiko and Yutaro accompany Aki to a specialized facility, warning him that entering into a contract with a powerful devil will require a brutal sacrifice. As they walk through the facility's cells, Yutaro reveals that it's where public safety detains the devils they capture. Suddenly, Yutaro recollects the woman who had visited Aki in the hospital, and wonders if she's his girlfriend. Aki clarifies that she's actually Himeno's sister, and Yutaro expresses concern that she may have hurt Aki. Aki quickly assures him that she didn't harm him and explains that she delivered letters from her sister, which she believes Aki should read. As Aki reads through the letters, he discovers that Himeno had been contemplating ways to force him to quit. Michiko and Yutaro lead him to cell 108, where they explain their intention for him to make a contract with the future devil. Yutaro informs Aki that two individuals have already entered into agreements with the future devil. One had given up half of their lifespan while the other sacrificed their sense of taste and smell along with their eyesight. Despite the ominous warning, Aki confidently enters the cell to confront the future devil. And with that, we conclude this episode.